And we're getting straight to some breaking news, kicking off to the point. I'm Shiv Arur. The news breaking right now, it's the big political crisis in the Aam Aadmi Party. After a hiatus from the public eye for at least 10 days, it's back with a bang. The crisis in the Aam Aadmi Party has deepened with the Political Affairs Committee meeting over now. The Aam Aadmi Party National Council will be meeting on Saturday, but the crisis between Arvind Kejriwal and the two other leaders, Yogendra and Prashant has only deepened.
They wanted an appointment, but Arvind never met them also in the past 10 days. And they've also said that they have never tried to remove Arvind Kejriwal from the post of the national convener.
मैं फिर से बताना चाहता हूं कि पूरी बातचीत में मैं पिछले 12-15 दिन से शामिल था। रोज हम लोग 4 घंटे 6 घंटे, कभी दिन में 2 बार, कभी दिन में 3 बार बातचीत के लिए बैठे। दुखद है कि हमारे वरिष्ठ साथी हैं, लेकिन वो पब्लिकली कुछ और बोलते हैं और प्राइवेटली कुछ और बोलते हैं।
लेकिन इस्तीफा कब मांगा उन्होंने? क्योंकि अभी उन्होंने ट्वीट करके बोला है कि सारे आरोप गलत हैं।
ये जो बात बोली गई, जिसपे हम सभी लोग हतप्रभ भी रह गए और किसने बोली? और बिल्कुल हम लोग को लग गया कि अब इनकी असली मंशा क्या है, कि ये योगेंद्र यादव जी ने बात ही बोली।
योगेंद्र जी अभी ट्वीट कर रहे हैं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल का इस्तीफा कभी वो मांगा ही नहीं था। गलत बयानी हो रही है ये।
मैंने जैसे कहा कि पब्लिकली कुछ और बोलते हैं हमारे साथी, और कमरे के अंदर जब बैठते हैं तो कुछ और बोलते हैं। अभी किसी साथी ने यहाँ पूछा कि हरियाणा की बात नहीं हुई। पहले उन्होंने 5 बातें रखी जो उन्होंने कहा कि पार्टी इससे मजबूत होगी, पारदर्शी होगी। वो 5 बातें हमने मान ली। फिर उन्होंने कहा कि आपकी तरफ से 2 साथी हट जाएं और हमारी तरफ से 2 लोग हट जाएं, तो ये भी बात तय हो गई। और ये कहा गया कि हमारी तरफ से मनीष सिसोदिया जी, गोपाल राय जी इस्तीफा दे देंगे पीएससी से, और आप पीएससी से इस्तीफा दे दीजिए, और बाद में हम लोग एनई से भी हट जाएंगे और आप भी एनई से हट जाइए। जब ये बात हो गई तो फिर ये प्रस्ताव लाया गया कि नहीं, संजय सिंह और कुमार विश्वास हट जाएं एनई से, तब हम लोग भी एनई से हट जाएंगे। ये प्रस्ताव भी मान लिया गया। फिर लाया गया कि अच्छा, अगर हम एनई से हटेंगे तो हम करेंगे क्या? तो हम लोगों ने कहा कि आपके पास हरियाणा का प्रभार तो है ही। बोले नहीं, मुझे हरियाणा का कन्वीनर पद दिया जाए। तो वो भी कहा कि वो चुनकर जब आएंगे तो हरियाणा का कन्वीनर पद भी मिल जाएगा। फिर ये बात हुई कि नहीं, वहाँ पर नवीन जय हिंद नहीं होने चाहिए हरियाणा में। तो ये भी हुआ कि ठीक है, नवीन जय हिंद जी को दिल्ली में बुलाकर कोई जिम्मेदारी दे दी जाएगी। फिर ये बात हुई कि नहीं, अब जितने भी 7-8 और पद जो हैं, जो एनई में रिक्त पड़े हुए हैं, उनको भर लिया जाए। तो वो भी बात मान ली गई। यह सुबह की बातचीत है। फिर उन्होंने उन्होंने फिर कहा कि 9-10 नाम हम आपको लिख के दे रहे हैं। इन्हीं 9-10 नामों में से सारे एनई के रिक्त पद भरे जाएंगे। वो भी बात मान ली गई। सारी बातें हम लोग मानते गए, लेकिन हम लोगों ने कहा कि एक बात आपकी स्वीकार्य नहीं है, वो ये कि अरविंद को संयोजक पद से हटाया जाए।
When the NC now meets on the 28th, will there be a clear resolution for the removal of these 2 leaders?
देखिए, अब ये सारी बातें एनसी के सामने रखी जाएगी। एनसी अपनी बैठक में अब ये तय करेगी कि पार्टी में कैसे निर्णय होंगे, पार्टी की एनई का गठन कैसे होगा, और एनई में किसको रहना चाहिए, किसको नहीं रहना चाहिए। एनसी ये भी तय करेगी कि अगर अरविंद को हटाने से, अरविंद को कमज़ोर करने से पार्टी मजबूत हो सकती है, तो इससे ही पार्टी मजबूत कर ली जाए। ये सारी बातों पर निर्णय अब एनसी में होगा।
आशीष भाई, आखिरी सवाल। आशीष भाई, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू। लो यार, आईडी पकड़ो। अरे धन्यवाद मालिक, धन्यवाद।
With me live, we're getting constant reactions coming in from the Aam Aadmi Party. Open letter written by Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan to Arvind Kejriwal. All discussions have completely broken down. This could be the end of the road for both of those leaders.
निष्क्रिय हुए, बल्कि पार्टी के एक बड़े हिस्से को निष्क्रिय करने की कोशिश करी। जिन साथियों ने यह तय किया कि पार्टी ये चुनाव हार जाएगी, तब अरविंद को हटाना आसान होगा, जिन साथियों ने इस दिशा में भी कोशिश करी, उन साथियों पर फैसला अब एनसी करेगी।
सर, मतलब इसका मतलब यही कि राष्ट्रीय परिषद। ओके, थैंक यू भैया, थैंक यू भैया।
Ankit Tyagi breaking this news on prime time here on Headlines Today. With me live, Ankit. This is easily the most serious confrontation as far as this particular face-off is concerned. this could very well be the end of the road. It's not about if, but about when both of these leaders will be out.
Shiv, now confrontation is over. It's absolute breakdown. The negotiations have broken down. But now, I can tell you what happened today. Today was the last round of negotiation that took place at the residence of Ashish Khaitan at 1:30 in the afternoon. Yogendra Yadav and Ajit Jha were representing Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav. And on the other side was Ashish Khaitan, Asutosh, Sanjay Singh and Kumar Vishwas. The last offer that was made to them was that two people from their side, that is Sanjay Singh and Kumar Vishwas, will resign from the National Executive and the PAC, and Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav will do the same. After this was met, after the party agreed on this, what the Aam Aadmi Party's Kejriwal faction is saying, that they asked for resignation of Arvind Kejriwal as the national convener, on which the party was not ready. They said that Arvind Kejriwal will not resign as the national convener. All their demands have been met. There have been 9 rounds of talks between Yogendra Yadav and Arvind Kejriwal camp. But on Arvind Kejriwal's resignation was the breaking point. Now all negotiations have stopped. In fact, on 17th March, Shiv, if you remember, we had first broken the story of the resignation offer that Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav had made, which Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav, both of them came out and publicly denied it to the media that they had made such offer. But today, that letter has been released, which is in possession with headlines today, that very clearly mentions that if our demands are met, we will resign from all party posts, including the convener and every other party post. That letter has been now made public, saying that both these leaders have been saying certain things publicly, and they have been talking other things when they meet us. So the party now very clearly saying that both these leaders wanted these talks to fail. They have been putting in one condition after another. We have accepted all their conditions, and despite that, both of them now wanted Arvind Kejriwal's resignation. That is not acceptable. Now, Shiv, all decks are absolutely cleared. On 28th of March, day after tomorrow, when the National Council meeting starts in Delhi, there will be only 2 things that the National Council will decide. Whether Arvind Kejriwal should continue as the convener or Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav should be ousted from the National Executive.
Stay with me, Ankit. Let's get some political reactions in. Sanjay Kaul of the BJP with us. Sanjay, the Aam Aadmi Party implosion had taken a bit of a hiatus. It's back with a bang. And it's reached a very serious point at this point, where it is pretty clear that Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan could be out in a matter of hours.
Well, at the outset, it'll be very uncharacteristic for opposition parties to comment on the internal rumblings within other parties. It's not done. It's of really no consequence of interest to us. But I think from the standpoint of the stupendous mandate that the Aam Aadmi Party had got in the last election, and the idealism that they exhibited, there is no doubt that this development will probably go against the very nature of that win. So to that extent, it exhibits actually that this is not a unit which is fundamentally built around any ideology or a commitment to anything, but that it is typically now revolving around, the one personality. That has, to the credit of Mr. Kejriwal, he has been able to pull this literally on his own name. So, on one hand, I would say that the exertions of Messrs. Yadav and Bhushan are unnecessary in the sense that they are really not that critical to the future of Aam Aadmi Party as a political entity. But at the same time, it does indicate that Mr. Kejriwal has exhibited the same old traits that have made him, a one-man army for a very long time.
Sanjay Kaul, thanks for joining us with those political reactions. We're going to go across to other spokespersons of other parties as well. Priyanka Chaturvedi, national spokesperson for the Congress Party, is with us. Quick reaction from you, Priyanka, on these rapid developments, things heading southward for the Aam Aadmi Party as far as, unity is concerned. Everything that, the other parties have been saying pretty much playing out.
The way they have been behaving, it was pretty obvious that this was headed even when Mr. Kejriwal was in Bangalore, and despite his return, we haven't seen much of a change in their stance. Very clearly goes to show that this party has become a one-party-driven party, and whatever they spoke about internal democracy, internal dissent, and being open to your different voices, it really isn't so. Even if they talk about NC deciding what will really happen, it is already a given what the outcome of this particular meet would be, considering that they have been bickering so much about it very publicly since last 2 days.
Priyanka, thanks for getting us that reaction. Ankit, I want to come back to you. You've sent us a copy of the letter that Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan have sent. It's an open letter to Arvind Kejriwal. It's in Hindi. I just want to read out the last paragraph because Yogendra Yadav has just tweeted this letter saying, to know the truth about the negotiations, read our open letter to Arvind Kejriwal. It says, राष्ट्रीय परिषद की बैठक में बस एक दिन बाकी है. उम्मीद है इस अवसर पर एक बड़ी सोच रखते हुए आप पार्टी की एकता और उसकी आत्मा बचाए रखने का कोई रास्ता निकालेंगे. That's a pretty straight comment, a straight request of some kind, Ankit, where it appears that Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan are almost appealing to Arvind Kejriwal, to find a solution that isn't so undignified and so violent.
Well, Shiv, this is as soon as the Aam Aadmi Party released the letter, that was the email that was written by Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan offering to resign. This is what the response is. So now the battle has, it is going to the wire. 1 day to go and both the sides are not backing down. Although this is what the allegation of the Kejriwal faction is, that Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan say something else in the media, like they have right now requested Arvind Kejriwal to find some sort of a solution. But when they meet for negotiations, they are not willing. They are demanding a lot. Their demands are being met, and every demand that is met is being then followed up by another demand. This is what the allegation of the Kejriwal faction is. I spoke to Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan, and both of them have said that they denied that this email was written. So now the question is, if they did not write this email, has the Aam Aadmi Party forged this email? And if they have written this email, why are they denying it now? So a lot of complex issues now coming to fore. But one thing is very clear, Shiv, it is the end of the road as far as the bonhomie between Kejriwal faction and Yogendra and Prashant Bhushan is concerned. On 28th, it will be decided whether they can stay in the national executive or not.
And Ankit, I just want to point out to our viewers that there's a slugfest that's going on not only outside outside where this meeting has just taken place, but also on Twitter. You've got Yogendra Yadav tweeting about a few minutes ago, ridiculous claim that we insisted on Arvind Kejriwal's removal. This wasn't mentioned in our note, never came up for discussion. Can they give any proof? And you've got Ankit Lal, who's in charge of social media for the Aam Aadmi Party, actually replying to Yogendra Yadav in Hindi and, rebutting him on a public platform. So obviously the gloves are off, Ankit. No more time for any niceties or politeness. This is a complete and direct face-off where anything is okay now.
Well, absolutely. In fact, as soon as this letter was released, that's a clear indication that both the parties now have decided that it is all, gloves are off, and it is all sort of ammunition, all sort of ammunition is going to work as far as both of them are concerned. There was this phase after Arvind Kejriwal came back from Bangalore that all these issues, all these letter leaks has been curtailed. But as soon as that now the talks have broken down again, we see Kejriwal camp releasing this letter as a proof to what Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav have been saying.
Ankit, stay with me. Aam Aadmi Party leader Ashutosh is on the phone line with us. Ashutosh, what is, this is getting uglier and uglier with each passing minute. Yogendra Yadav has just put out a copy of his letter. On Twitter, he's saying he's never demanded Arvind Kejriwal's resignation. So many different versions coming out, Ashutosh. What is the reality? Is the party going to remove these two leaders?
Two things which has to be understood. One, he has written a letter and in which they have mentioned 5 demands, that these demands, if met by the party, then they both, gentlemen, Mr. Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav, will resign from all posts of the party. Party has accepted all their demands, and so now the question is left to you to understand where it leads. Second thing, yes, they have not written in any letter that they are demanding the resignation of Arvind Kejriwal.
Okay.
But in every discussion, in every meeting, And I was part of almost 3/4 of negotiating meetings, and I can tell you with confidence that they were insisting and had been saying that Arvind Kejriwal should be removed from the national convener's position. And this was said in as many words.
Ashutosh, quick question, because, this letter has just come out again. The last paragraph, you've got Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan almost appealing to Arvind Kejriwal, saying, we have a historic mandate. The country is looking at us. Let us find a solution. Now, you've got Ashish Khaitan saying that Yogendra Yadav says something in public and says something completely different when you're sitting inside a room and actually meeting with our other Aam Aadmi Party leaders. But things have reached a very ugly stage, Ashutosh, where everything is being now said in public. My question to you as an Aam Aadmi Party leader is there going to be a breakup? Is there the split is very visible, but is any concrete action going to be taken, or is Arvind Kejriwal going to step in and create some kind of solution so that this mess is over?
See, if you remember, on 15th of March, when Arvind Kejriwal came back from Bangalore,
yes,
after the rehabilitation, the same night we went to Yadav's place around 12 in the night, and we had gone with the intention that this should not get ugly. The debate and discussion which was happening in media should not happen, and we wanted a solution to the entire problem. And it is we who initiated that, and we have been meeting them despite their impossible demands, despite they are saying that if you agree to all my 5 demands, when we agreed to all their 5 demands, the new demands came up. We tried to have as many solutions, as many formulas as possible, but when the entire thing was hinging upon that Arvind should resign from the national convenership, at that point of time, the party has taken the position that Arvind's resignation or the removal from the national is again